I'm downloading Edge built on Chromium. I'll leave the download link. Click on accept and download. It's up to you to help Microsoft improve their products by sending all the telemetry data. Click run. Once it downloads, proceed to install. It is quite hard to make the difference between Edge and Chrome. The overall layout looks pretty much the same except for these icons here and rounded tabs. Edge is built on the same Chromium base that Chrome is built on. However, this does not have all the Google services that ping back home to Google every time you type something, or all those tracking stuff that makes Google Chrome what it is. Seems fairly fast enough. YouTube loads totally fine. Let's open a couple of more tabs. Let's search for something Google. By default, Edge uses Bing search. You have the option to change it via settings. Biggest difference comes with this latest version of Edge is that extensions. Edge already had the extensions. I'm going to the previous one, the current stable one. It did have extensions, but totally not useful at all. Now the biggest difference is, if you notice down here, you have the option to allow extensions from other stores. Turn this one on, allow. You can either download it from Microsoft. So I head over to Chrome Web Store after ensuring that I turn this one on. Here, if you can see, with Edge you can now add extensions from the Chrome Web Store. By just clicking on add to Chrome. It does say add to Chrome, but it doesn't add to Chrome. It adds to the Edge, the browser that you are in right now. Just click add extension. Okay, there you go. So now you have access to the hundreds of thousands of extensions in Chrome Web Store, which makes it very convenient to switch over to Edge right away. The dev tools are pretty much the same. However, you can change the settings here to make it just look like Chrome. Like it's just a clone of Chrome right now. Most of it are tied to Microsoft services. This brings one more question. In the long run, will you be trusting Microsoft for the browser, for the operating system, for the cloud and everything? Only time will tell. So it's always good to have a alternative browser like Firefox, which is the only other browser right now that doesn't run on Chromium. And if you have any feedback, you can click on the smiley icon here, find address and click send, and Microsoft will be notified of your issue. But speed wise, I think Edge is faster than Chrome and seems quite light in spite of all these tabs. You still have the pin tab facility and every facility that you have on Chrome. You can even watch 4K videos on this. Change it to 4K and it's easily supported. Even Netflix supports 4K for Edge. And if you want to enable the experimental features, type Edge URLs, click enter. Here you have the list of Edge URLs that will allow you access to features. The one main thing that I'm interested in right now is Edge flags. Opening Edge flags will take you to the list of experiments that Microsoft is currently experimenting on with this Edge. It's not for every user. This may lead to crashes, so you should be aware of what you're doing. If you're not sure of it, if you have made some changes and you need to revert, just reset all to default, click relaunch now, and everything will be back to normal. So you can enable, disable whatever experiments you want to do. Overall, the responsiveness of the browser is pretty good. It's fast, it's stable, I don't see any issues for this right now. It's good to play with this, but I still wouldn't have this as my daily browser. As for the home page, you can click on the hamburger icon, have it as focused, just a plain page with a set of links, and you can scroll down for the feed. You can have it as inspirational, which will bring back the wallpapers from Bing. Have it as informational, which will show you the Microsoft News feed right under the links. Or custom, you can turn on or turn off features, or just turn off everything and have it very simple. This is the dev version. This gets updated like once in a while. If you want to go on bleeding edge, uh, go to Microsoft Edge Insider channels. In the Canary channel, download for Windows, accept and download. This is a nightly update. You'll have update like every day, and if you want to the hottest news about what's going on in Microsoft Edge on a daily basis, you can download this and install. So let me go through a walk with the settings. The first option in profile is creating a user profile. You can edit it, name it, something like my work profile, and have something like this, or you have an icon for that. To sync, you need to sign in. The sign in takes you to the Microsoft account. Chrome had everything tied to the Google account, and Edge is having you tied to the Microsoft account. So that is probably going to be the differentiator, major differentiator between Google Chrome and Edge on Chromium. So I will just end up calling this as the new Edge moving forward. You have the passwords in here to sign in automatically. You can have the saved passwords here, pretty much found in every other browser. Payment info, if you're afraid of making any accidental payments, just turn this one off. Address and more, you can have the addresses turned on, but if you are privacy conscious, you can turn it off. Import browser data, you can use any browser's data to import it into the new Edge. You have Chrome data from Firefox or Edge, and it'll import everything. For now, I'll just import it from Chrome. Source profile is person1. I'll just import. We have brought your data over, so I'm all done here. Next up is the appearance. Show home button. Here you have only the back and the reload buttons. You can enable it or disable it. Let me see what the home button shows. Just enable. Okay, it says a new tab, or I can have some other page for a home button. So every time I click on home, it will take me to YouTube. It's quite easily configurable from here, or if you want it to be plain old new tab, you can just leave it like that and it will take you to that page. Zoom is 100% by default. Show favorites bar, up to you, show it or hide it. Font size is medium. Customize fonts, you get a variety of options to customize the fonts. And the next option is on startup. So what happens here is every time you close the browser and you open it, you have a new page. Instead of that, if you want to continue where you left off, like if I close right now, the same set of tabs will open for me. If I choose this option, every time Edge opens, I'll get the same session where I left off before I closed the browser. Moving up next is privacy and services. Clear cookies, history, passwords, and more. It's always better to go to advanced and select all time. You can clear your browsing history, doesn't matter, download history doesn't matter, cookies doesn't matter, it just logs you out. But you can always have the password, so you don't have to keep importing from other browsers all the time. Sorry, autofill form data is quite useful as well. So pretty much check whatever you want and then just clear it. Send do not track requests, it's quite not useful at this moment and it will soon be removed from all the browsers, so ignore that. Allow sites to check if you have payment methods saved, I would rather turn that one off. Send data about how you use your browser, you can have this one on for now because the browser is pretty new and it would be better for Microsoft to get all the feedback to make the browser better, but once the browser is in stable version, it's better to turn it off. Send info about the websites you visit to Microsoft, no, I'd rather have that off. Crash reports, blah blah blah. Defender Smart Screen, it's Microsoft's technology to protect you from malicious sites, so I'll have that one as on. Address bar, there's some options here. You can have the browser suggest you sites as you type, like so if I need to find something like Tesla, so I do get all the suggestions here. If I turn this one off, you would not get that, so I'll search for Ferrari or BMW, you don't get any suggestions if you turn that one off, so that's quite useful. I'll leave that on. Now to change from Bing to a different engine, Microsoft is making it quite hard here by not having any other options by default, so you can go in here, add. It's quite a bit of a work to add this one. Personally I use the duck search, so you just need to search for some term and copy everything before Q. Copy this, and search engine is duck search, keyword is duck go. Place the URL here, and now let's see what happens. I'll switch to DuckDuckGo. Now my default search engine is DuckDuckGo. I'll search for Microsoft, and there you go. So it works fine. It does take a bit of an effort to change your search engine and get it into this drop down, but I think that's going to be temporary for now, and Microsoft will add it in the days to come. Moving on to site permissions, all these are like privacy oriented. Play around with it. Change the languages, you can add languages. There are a lot of options here, so that's it. Printing it's fairly simple. You have to manually configure it, which is totally fine. System, continue running background apps when Microsoft Edge is closed. So what happens here is any extensions that are running in the background will continue running even after the browser is closed, so it's better to turn it off if you're privacy conscious or if you think your battery is draining. Use hardware acceleration when available, it's better to have this one on so that the browser will use the GPU to render websites faster. Reset settings, every time anytime you have some issues with the browser and it's not working as expected, you can go ahead and reset everything, but be careful, it will disable all the extensions and clear some temporary data. However, your history and password will not be cleared, so you can use this to clear up any temporary issues you have with your browser in the long run. So that's an overall settings walkthrough for the Edge. Thanks for watching the video. Subscribe and like.